is up? Welcome to Hanging with Stats, episode number 13. Tonight, I'm going to recap the most previous race, No Prep Kings race in Michigan, and also discuss things that went on there as far as teams trading drivers, controversy with some callouts and some protests, and also recap all the races. So, with my show, I always start off with shout outs. I want to shout out some of my partners. Scrolling down the bottom right there, you can see it. But obviously, I want to shout out my partners, Ryan Martin and Richard Rowe. They do a lot for me, and they are a big reason why I do what I do. So, shout out to them. They're always so supportive of what I do. I want to give a big shout out to my buddy, Nate Saylor Racing. First off, he's been kicking ass lately. For most of the second half of the season here, he's been kicking ass. And he's a big supporter of mine as well, big partner of mine. He had no reason to ever come on my show or support me for any reason, but he did. So I'm appreciative of him for that for sure. And then also I want to shout out to a new partner I have, Mr. Jim Howe Motorsports. He's not really new to me. Jim's been around supporting me since the beginning. I think he was one of the few guys that came on early on when myself and Stuce did some interviews, even before I had the Stat Guy show. So Jim is now on as a partner. So shout out to him. I got How Motorsport shirt on. Also, I think I'm going to be debuting it here, but How has a new logo for How Motorsports. I think the logo is badass. It's got his signature orange in there. It's HMS all configured in there, looking pretty cool. It's just a nice, clean looking logo. So I think I'm debuting his new logo here. So hope y'all like it. I'm sure it's going to be his brand on T-shirts and other things. So big shout out to Jim, becoming a partner. He's an awesome dude. You get to know Jim Howe. He's really a good, down-to-earth guy. So shout out to him. And then another shout out to Sam Corcus for this past weekend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. I want to give a shout out to Kayla Morton. She won her first grade 8 of the season. This is the second time she was in the final, but it was her first victory. So shout out to her. She has really placed herself in a good position to make a run for Kai Kelly in the grade 8. I think I'll go over the standings, but I think she's like third in points now in the grade 8, third or fourth. So shout out to her. She's coming for Kai. I also want to give another shout out to Nate Saylor. He won his second invitational of the season in his rookie season. The last guy to do that, the last person to win two invitationals in their rookie season was Justin Swanstrom in season 4. So shout out to Nate. He has been flying since, like I said, since maybe I don't even know, race 8, something like that. He went to the finals against Daddy Dave earlier on. It was Kentucky maybe. But Nate he's won 2 finals. He's been to the grade 8 finals. He's been to another finals. He's kicking ass right now. So shout out to Nate. Keep rolling, man. I get the luxury of watching you guys race, stand behind you guys. Up to the races I go to, and I tell you, man, Nate's car is rolling, and it's rolling right down the line. I mean, it's right dead center, man. So shout out to him. Whatever he's doing, he is doing it right. So I also want to give a shout out to Axeman, my buddy Axeman. So he is now going to be back in the grade 8 this weekend in Galat. As you know, Axeman has been out of the grade 8 for a week or 2, I believe. And it sucked because Axeman's in second in points, and he wasn't in the grade 8 to even earn more points to try to catch Kai. So shout out to Axeman. He is back in the grade 8. And also that means the Stat Guy curse has been lifted. No more Stat Guy curse. So I accidentally put a curse on Axeman. A couple weeks ago, I posted on Facebook that Axeman was the only driver to not lose in the first round this season in both the Invitational and the grade 8. The only driver the whole season not to lose in the first round. And that weekend he went out and lost in the first round in the grade 8. and the first round Invitational. So, needless to say, Sarah and the rest of the rest of the crew has been giving me shit ever since. So, I'm glad he's back in the grade 8. I'm glad the stat guy curse is gone. So let's talk about Michigan. No Prep Kings race in Michigan. I was there. I got to attend the race. I want to give a shout out to the track staff because they had a busy weekend and it was probably not enjoyable. We got there on Thursday. It was raining Thursday when we got there. It pretty much rained all Thursday night. And then Friday morning was okay, I think. I don't know, rain was on and off so much. But throughout the day, Friday was like on and off. Friday didn't start on time, and then it just started downpouring and didn't stop. So they called it Friday night. I think around 7 or 8, maybe they finally called it Friday night. And then Saturday, it rained, still raining in the morning. And then it wasn't like it stopped for a little while. The track was getting cleaned off and dried out, and then it started raining again. So they started, I think it started on Saturday at like 3, maybe 2 or 3. We finally started racing, and it was clear for the rest of the night. Unfortunately, they did get the whole race in that weekend, but unfortunately, dew set in on Saturday night because it was so cold there, cold racing conditions. I think it was in the 40s that night. Started to get dew on the track, and it just wasn't safe. So they got the first round invitationals in Saturday, and then Sunday they finished the rest of the invitationals and the rest of the classes. I unfortunately could not stay. I had to work on Monday, and it was about a 6-hour drive for us. So to stay the whole races and then drive home, it just wouldn't work. So I watched. Shout out to Hollywood Don Will. I watched the live feed from the car on my way home with my laptop open, doing the stats and posting. So looked like great races on Sunday. And they got the victory. All right, let's recap the grade 8. So let's start with the recap the grade 8. In the first round, we saw Nate Saylor beat David Gates. Lizzie Musey beat Kai Kelly. Kayla Morton beat Damon Merchant. And Murder Nova beat Ryan Martin. Second round, we saw Kayla Morton beat Murder Nova. And Nate Saylor beat Lizzie Musey. And then for the finals, Kayla Morton ended up being Nate broke, I believe, in the burnout. And Kayla Morton got the victory for her first grade 8 of the season. So shout out to Kayla. And then these are the, let's see here. These are the grade 8 standings as is up to date. Kai Kelly's still in first place with 50 points. Axeman's in second with 29. Giuseppe's in third with 27. And then Murder Nova and Kayla are tied for fourth with 26. Nate Saylor's in sixth with 20 points. Lizzie's in seventh with 16. Robin Roberts and David Merchant are tied for eighth with 13 points. And Ryan Martin and David Gates are tied for 10th with 10 points. You see the highlighted ones in blue. The reason they're highlighted in blue is because they still have a chance at winning the grade 8 championship. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys highlighted in blue. 8 of those people are in the grade 8 this week. Giuseppe is not, but he has enough points that if he does get in the grade 8 for steel, it's possible he could still win the grade 8. I mean, win the grade 8 championship. So that's why he's still in there. As you know, Robin Roberts has 13 points, and he is actually ahead of Ryan Martin. But Robin has mathematically is eliminated from winning the grade 8 championship because he is not in the grade 8 this week. So he would only have 2 more grade 8s to race in the rest of the season. And even if he won both of them, he would not have enough points to surpass Kai. So that's why he is not highlighted in blue. So those are your grade 8 or people still involved, still have a chance at winning the grade 8 championship for this week. My comments here. So let's recap the Invitational. As always, 32-car Invitational. The first round, we saw Rich Bruder beat Jim Howe. Kayla Morton beat Brandon James. Clay Cole beat Scott Taylor. Murder Nova beat David Gates. Chuck 55 beat B-Rad. Nate Saylor beat Disco Dean. Damon Merchant beat Jeff Lutz. Axeman beat Larry Larson. Giuseppe beat Tony McKinney. Callie Mills beat Mike Murillo. Kai, for the second, was that the second time of the weekend? Yes, for the second time that weekend, Kai and Lizzie matched up. This time, Lizzie beat Kai in the grade 8, but on Saturday in the Invitational, Kai beat Lizzie. Ryan Martin beat Robin Roberts. Daddy Dave beat Paige Coughlin. John Odom beat Bobby Ducote. Chris Rankin beat Chuck Seisinger. And Jimmy Taylor beat Justin Swanstrom. Second round Invitational, we saw Kayla Morton beat Callie Mills. Giuseppe beat Chuck 55. Axeman take out Ryan Martin. Murder Nova beat Daddy Dave. Nate Saylor beat Chris Rankin. Damon Merchant beat John Odom. Kai Kelly beat Jimmy Taylor. And Rich Bruder beat Clay Cole. Third round, only 8 left. We saw Damon Merchant beat Kayla Morton. Kai Kelly beat Giuseppe. Rich Bruder gets a huge win and beats Axeman. And Nate Saylor beat Murder Nova. So the semifinals, we had some big matchups here. We saw Kai and Damon go at each other once again. And pretty much for the most part, like it's been all season, Kai got the best of Damon. And then Rich Bruder, first time in the semifinals in a while, I believe. He was running fast, really fast all weekend. But unfortunately, he faced a guy who's been running even faster, Nate Saylor. So Nate beat Rich Bruder in the semifinals. And then for the finale, we saw Nate versus Kai, and Nate beat Kai in the finale to win his second invitational of the season. These are your, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to put it up anyway. These are your current point standings for the invitational, which is the team event. Kai Kelly and Nate Saylor are tied for first now with 380 points. David Merchant's in third with 350. Lazy Musie's in fourth with 310. Murder Nova's in fifth with 290. Kayla Morton's in sixth with 280. Ryan Martin's in seventh with 250. Axeman's in eighth with 240. There's a three-way tie for ninth between David Gates, Robin Roberts, and Giuseppe with 230 points. Jim Howe is in 12th with 220 points. The race your way in cutoff this week should be, if everybody makes the race, Kyle Canyon is now back on Daddy Dave's team, or back up on Daddy Dave's team. So the cutoff should be 26th spot. Paige Coughlin should be your cutoff for your race your way in. Anybody below Paige will have to race their way in. So that is the invitational. Next, we will talk about team points. So the current, I do have that, I think. Yep. Current team points are as such. Kai Kelly's team is still in first place with 1,150 points. Daddy Dave's in second with 1,050 points. Ryan Martin is close behind Dave. He's almost caught up. He's in third with 1,040 points. Team Murder Nova's in fourth with 930. Swanstrom is now in fifth. He moved up. He has 890 points. Team Bodie is in sixth with 870. Murillo's in seventh with 530, and Disco Dean is in eighth with 470 points. So those are all of your point standings. So right now, and I'll brace your way in. So let's get into some of those are all the recaps. I want to get into some of the subjects I want to talk about now. So my surprise for the weekend is Bodie trading Damon Merchant and Nate Saylor. I've heard a lot of conversation as this happened. Heard a lot of conversation about should he have done it, shouldn't he have done it, what was his motive, did Damon and Nate want to go, did they pick their own teams? What about Bobby and Mike Bowman and those guys are still on the team? What about Rankin who got traded for it? So much to talk about that. But I will say I was surprised that Bodie did it. Now, do I see why Bodie did it? Sure. If Bodie thinks his team didn't have a chance at winning the championship, the team championship, um, then what better way than let the guys who have been carrying your team all season, really, Damon and Nate, let them go and then let them get a legit chance at winning a team championship. Um, I think that's why Bodie did it. He also traded him for some money, which never hurts. So I can see it from a strategy standpoint. I was surprised though because they weren't that. Team Bodie was still in the mix for the team championship. I think they were like in fifth place at the time. Were they guaranteed to win it? No. Would there have been a lot of hard work to try to win it? Probably. You probably would have had to have. You would have had Nate and Damon continue to do what they're doing, and then Bobby probably going maybe another round every race, and then get Mike Bowman to go some rounds and Bodie himself to go some rounds. I mean, it would have taken a lot of work to try to win that team championship. Was it possible? Sure. But at the end of the day, Damon and Nate get to go race to two teams that are higher in points. So I thought the trade, I was surprised by it, but at the end of the day, the trade makes sense overall to me. I do feel a little bit bad for Bobby and Mike Bowman because their two best, they were on a team with their two best drivers got traded for money and guys who weren't as high in points as those guys. So, but as I said last week, every single team as it stands right now still has a chance at winning the team championship. So you never know what's going to happen. You honestly don't. It's going to take a lot of work from like guys like Disco's team or Mike's team, Merlo's team, now Bodie's team to win the championship, win the team championship. But it's possible. So everybody's still in it as of right now. So that was my surprise of the weekend. Was a big trade, 2 trades. My overreaction is people saying Kai's choking or he's going to choke for these last 3 races. Mathematically, Kai's in a really, really, really good spot right now. Kai don't have to win. If Kai wins one of the grade 8s, if Kai can win one of the grade 8s, and a couple people don't get any points in the grade 8, he could sew up the championship this weekend for the individual championship. So Kai's in a good spot. He's still running fast. He went to the finals on Saturday, or I should say on Sunday in the Invitational. And as we all know, it's all about matchups. It's all about grade 8 matchups even. So we'll see. It's Kai's to lose for sure. But he would have to have a major choke job to not win this championship, in my opinion. So he's in the driver's seat. He just got to go a couple rounds every grade 8. If he can go a couple rounds every grade 8, he'll sew it up. So if he can get to the shift with a 1.5 and double points, I didn't even look it up, but I think if Kai can go around, if he can get to the finals a couple times in the grade 8, he'll have it sewn up. So he doesn't even have to win any. So Kai's in the position, and then as far as team goes, Kai traded for Damon. He now has Kai, his team of Kai, Damon, Kai, Damon, Lizzie, David Gates, and Clay Cole. I mean, that's a pretty damn solid team right there. So Kai's in a good position. It really is for both the individual and the team. So he would have to have a major choke job in order to not get that done. One thing I'm not surprised with is that the season is coming down to the final 3 races. It does every single season of No Prep Kings. It comes down to usually the final race, actually. And me being selfish, the next race I'll be at is the Texas finale. So I hope, me being selfish, I hope Kai does not win it before then. I hope he does not sew it up before the finale race, so that I can witness somebody win the championship in Texas. But so I'm not surprised that it's come down to these last 3 races. I hear a lot of bitching online, see a lot of bitching online about the point multipliers and how it's not fair that all of a sudden at the end of the year you guys have a chance to win because they get more points, stuff like that. Here's how I look at it. In every sport, even great racing sports, even like NASCAR, they have playoffs, and you do well starting all season, go well all season, you get put in a certain spot in the playoffs, a seed, like it's first seed, or in this case for No Prep Kings, like Kai has a comfortable lead, so it's his to lose. So basically, you can look at the last 3 races here as like the playoffs. You have a set guys in the grade 8, 9 guys right now who are in the playoffs. It's win or go home. You know what I mean? So look at it that way. Don't look at it like, oh, it's not fair to the guys who win racing all season. You got to do well all season. That's what No Prep Kings has proven ever since season 2. They've had a multiplier at the NA at the last thing, at the last race. So the last 2 years they've done a multiplier the last 3 races. So consider it playoffs. Yeah, there you go, Luis. Like NHRA reset, like NASCAR does with their playoff system. You know what I mean? It's just basically consider it playoffs. That's all you can look at it. I think that's it. That's all I got for No Prep Kings. I will not be at the race this weekend or the next 2 races actually. I got my kids, so but I will be definitely watching online. If you are close to Galat, if you're close to North Carolina, I suggest you go to the races. It's gonna be competitive. It's gonna have a lot of drama, I'm sure, with the points and in the races. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys who don't have a chance or don't think they have a chance anymore. They're going to do a lot of guessing. There's going to be some messing around. I'm sure there's going to be some people who are going to try to make their guy win. Okay, so it's going to be exciting stuff. 3 races left. If you can make it to any of them, if you're close to North Carolina, go to the race and go out. You can order your tickets still at thefote.com. Just click on thefote.com. Then in the search bar, just search No Prep Kings, and I'll have all the events right there. Click on them and choose your tickets. I suggest the VIP, Rockstar VIP or Super VIP. Those are the best tickets. They're going to get you close to the line. They're going to get you in early. They're going to get you won't have to stand in line as long, both Friday and Saturday. So get those tickets if you can. I do want to say one thing about what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is, as always, I'll be posting the results of the No Prep Kings races round by round, and then on Sunday I usually late Saturday night or Sunday, it depends. I usually post the point standings, the new point standings. And then I'm also going to take some time and I'm going to figure out who is mathematically eliminated at that point, and I'll post that. And I'll also post maybe some what am I trying to say? Just some ideas of what a driver needs to do to win. So like I did last year, after when there was like 2 races remaining, I was just saying if Ryan could go to the 3rd round, these next 2 races, he wins the championship. Or if Kai can win 1 race, then go to at least the 2nd round of the next race, and Ryan losing the 1st round, just different scenarios. So I'll post some scenarios, and I will post the points, elimination, stuff like that. So check out my page. On Sunday, I'll post it all out. I'll figure it all out, put all the numbers into my stat sheets, and see how it comes out. One thing I did want to talk about was the new show on TV right now for us, Street Outlaws. That's USA versus Australia. First episode was last night. I thought it was cool. Obviously, I've heard a lot about all the guys' experiences in Australia. I've had Ryan on. I've had Jeff Lutz on. I've had Murder Nova on. I had Swanstrom on. I have a lot of guys, Robin, all those guys on in interviews since the Australia race. So they all talked about it a little bit and what they liked, what they didn't like. So to see now, watch it on TV, it's cool. If you haven't seen any of those interviews, go check them out on my YouTube page. All the interviews are there. Street Outlaw Stat Guy. But I thought it was a cool episode. It looks like, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but there's 4 locations they raced at. It looks like at each location, they'll do like an episode of, the first episode will be like the grudge races against it. And then I believe there was an elimination too. I believe there was like a shootout. I don't know how many 8 car, 16 car, something like that. Maybe a shootout the next day at each event. So I'm sure that's how I'm sure next week's episode is going to be the shootout from Perth and who won that and stuff. So it's a good, and obviously check out Farm Truck and Asian show after. Those 2 dudes are always hilarious. I love watching their show. It's a good mixture because you get the kind of the hardcore racing, and then Farm Truck and Asian come on, and it's usually laughter for the next hour. So Check out those two shows every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central on Discovery, 8 o'clock Eastern on Discovery Channel. I'm not sure. I have Discovery Plus, but I've been watching it live on Discovery. I'm not sure if it's on Discovery Plus or not, but so check out that show. It's good. It's cool. I like the nick. I want to talk about the nicknames. I saw everybody there. The show gave everybody nicknames. Kenneth, I don't take my videos off YouTube the next day. Every single interview I've ever had is on YouTube. I have two sections. There's the video section, which I recorded, and then there's the live, which I don't record. I just do it live. So check it out, Kenneth Knock. Just go to my Street Outlaw Stat Guide page on YouTube, and all of the videos are there. Every single interview. Where was I at? Oh yeah. Watch the USA versus Australia. It's good stuff. The nicknames. The show started out with everybody getting nicknames. And there were some cool ones, like Rob Roberts was the preacher, and Ryan was the champion. Lutz was the veteran, but then I made me laugh so much. I saw Swanstrom was the mouth. So everybody, I don't know. I think they took a shot at Justin there. The show did. Everybody got cool nicknames, and then they took a shot at Justin with his nickname. But anyway, it's funny stuff. So if anybody's got any questions, I will take questions. I'm pretty open about everything. So if you have any questions, concerns, stats you want to know about, post them in the chat box right now. I'm going to scroll up to see if we got any questions that I missed. Hi, Melissa. Have fun. What's up, Austin? If you're still in here or not. Thank you, Vida. Appreciate you. Greg asked, what's the favorite race I have been to this year? I can tell you my least favorite race, and that was Tulsa, because it was hot as fuck there. My favorite race was not this past weekend. It was too cold and rainy. I'd probably say Colorado. Colorado was for sure my favorite race of the season. The scenery was awesome. The racing was awesome. That weekend, the weather was beautiful. It was like warm during the day, and then at night it cooled down, but not too cool. And I don't think there was any big crashes or oil downs or nothing. I think both nights it got done pretty early, 10, 11. So I'd say Colorado was my favorite race this year. Hey Janet, how you doing? Just so you know, Janet and whoever else is getting t-shirts, JD, I am shipping all the t-shirts tomorrow. I got a break from work and my kids tomorrow, so after work I'm going to ship all the t-shirts to everybody who I told I was getting a t-shirt. Logan says, do you think Kyle will win the championship? Do you think Kyle will let the championship slip away, or will he finish strong? I think Kai is in a great position to win the championship. I think where he's at, how the individual points work this year, he's actually probably in a better position than even Ryan was the last couple of years. As you know, Ryan, with 3 races left, last year he was still in it closely with Kai and Justin. But I think Kai, as far as the lead goes, he's in a really comfortable lead. He hasn't been doing that good of a job in the grade 8 over the last 4 or 5 races, but nobody's been taking advantage of it. Axeman wasn't in a couple of races. Who else was in their points? Giuseppe hasn't been in for a few weeks either. So Kai was just kind of in cruise control for a little while there. But obviously he's back running good. He went to the finals in Invitational. So I think it's Kai's to lose. Stats say it's Kai's to lose. So I'll go with the stats always. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate you. What's up, Kyle? Vida, I think you're not the only one that thinks Kai's gonna win. So we shall see. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited, really excited. 3 races left. The race is gonna be great. It's so competitive this year. What I just posted today, was that today? So out of 11 grade 8s this year, 8 different people have won it. That's crazy to me. That just shows you how much parity there is. Last year, there was only 6 different people won it. And I was looking at the stats. Here's a crazy stat for you. So you want to talk about a certain person dominating an event? So like I said, there's been 8 different people have won a grade 8 this year out of 11 races. Last year, Ryan won 8 grade 8s himself. So out of 15. So he won more than half the grade 8s. That was just, it's a stat I was looking at today, and it stood out for me. I was like, damn. When it came to the grade 8 last year, Ryan was tough. Ralph says we need Kai and Ryan first round grade 8. That'd be classic, right? That would be classic. Yeah, Ryan. I mean, Ryan's only got 10 points right now, but mathematically, if Kai doesn't get any more points in the grade 8 the next 3 races, and Ryan wins the next 3 grade 8s, he would be in. Some other people don't get points as well, but he would be your champion. There's enough points there. There's 20, 35, there's 50 points left if you win all 3 grade 8s. Kai's got 50 points. Ryan's at 10. So that would give Ryan 60 points and he would be the champion. So it's still possible. If it was somebody else, I might say it's a really, really long shot. But with Ryan Martin, you never know. Never know. Vida, oh, look at you. Kai swept in Colorado. That's right. We got to see Kai and Ryan. Kai race Ryan. Ryan was in the Fireball. It was a good weekend. Colorado was awesome. That was for sure my favorite track. Luis, you posted this. You posted what I posted earlier. Did you have a question about that? I've been asked so much in my private messages and stuff about, can you post the records of each combination this year and the win percentage, because people feel a certain way. And the stats I posted are the stats I posted. Now, there's a million different type of stats you can post to make one thing look better than another, but those are just the hard facts of the win percentages. You know, obviously, it's not just like the combination makes you or breaks you. You know what I mean? There's certain guys that drive certain combinations that use certain combinations that they're gonna have a good win percentage no matter what they're in. You know, Kai was a nitrous last year. Now he's a screw blower. Doing well. He did well with both. Ryan Martin a few years ago was twin turbos, and he's been pro charger. Won championships with both. You know, Swanstrom has done really well with a screw blower and a pro charger. So Robin Roberts was twin turbos and always pro charger. You know, you can just keep talking. Bag of Murder Nova, everybody. So everybody switch combinations. At the end of the day, in my opinion, the combinations don't matter for nothing. If you're gonna be fast, you're gonna be fast no matter what combination you're using, because you're gonna figure it out. Some figure it out faster than others, but at the end of the day, you're gonna figure it out. The cream always rises to the top, no matter what the rules are or anything. That's correct, Don Kreischer. Everybody in the grade 8 of who I listed that still have a better chance than Ryan Martin, mathematically. But it's Ryan Martin. That's exactly right, Jacob. Weight rules change every year. I mean, it's tough to say. Those stats are the stats I post. I post them because so many people ask me to post them. But there's so many different ways to look at that they really don't mean too much. They honestly don't. All right, Kenneth, glad you found it, man. I was like, shit, maybe I should check out my own YouTube page and see if all the videos are gone. I hope they're not gone, because I don't think I have them backed up anywhere. I agree, Ralph. I think whether it's the rules of the combinations or it's the rules of the format or it's the points, whatever they did became a good cocktail this year as far as competition goes. It's the best competition we've ever seen in No Prep Kings, bar none. Easily the best competition we've ever seen. So, um, what's up, Trav? How you doing, buddy? Hope you had fun in Michigan, man. Even though it's cold and rainy. Hi, Christy. Unfortunately, I will not be in Alabama. I will be in Texas. That'll be my next race. I'll be in Texas for the finale. You don't like the team thing, Pamela? That's an opinion I've seen a lot too. It's tough. It's tough to bring the team concept to a drag race because it's a 100% like individual sport. Like it's just, but I don't know. It brings a different wrinkle that nobody else does. So I like it for that fact. Yeah, Nate's been rolling. He just needs to start rolling in the grade 8, right? That kind of goes for a lot of people. Unfortunately, I hate to say it like this. I hate to downplay the invitational win. Unfortunately, in winning the invitational, all it really means is you're winning money. It does not mean anything for. It means literally nothing for the individual championship. But I mean, you're helping your team get some more points. But as far as your individual self, doing well in the invitation or winning the invitational doesn't really do anything for you besides give you some money. What did I think of 131 Motorsports Park? I like the park. It's a nice facility. I thought it was set up a little weird. I didn't understand how they set it all up because I've been to some races now this year. I think this was my sixth race I've been to. But like all the parking was on one side of it's just laid out weird. I didn't like how it was laid out. All the parking's on one side of like the visitor park, the fans parking is on one side of the track. Then they have to walk around the back side of the track, right next to and pretty much through the staging lanes, like run along with it to get to the pits. I don't know. I think it's weird. There was just so many people in the staging lanes, just people walking, drivers trying to get their cars up there. It was quite a lot of people in one little area. So I didn't really like the way it was set up. I thought there was a big old area in the back of the track, cement, that I thought all the rigs could have lined up next to each other and lined up that whole back area. That'd have been perfect. The fans wouldn't have had to walk through the staging lanes. Anyway, it was just a weird layout. I'd never seen a layout like that before. But thought the facility was really nice. Stands were nice and big. Tower was cool. The track staff did an awesome job driving that track out. They were going to work all day Friday. So Jacob, yeah, I know. I mean, it's tough, right? Because it's a 30. You got to compare the things. Like the Invitational is a 32 car field, so you got to go more rounds. So you would think it's harder on your car, consistency to do that many rounds. You know, it's tough to win the Invitational. I agree. It's also really tough to win the Grade 8 as well. It's less rounds, less wear and tear on your car, but you get one test hit before the Grade 8 starts at a new track It's usually at nighttime on a Friday night, and it's the top 8 guys. So there's no ducks. There's no grabbing somebody that was a race your way in guy, anything like that. It's the top 8 guys. So I could see both points. I'm not sure how they'll do it next year. I'm sure they'll switch it up a little bit. But you're right. I think how they did it this year, I like how they did it this year, but it did take away the importance of Saturday's race to me, who understands how it works. Now, the average fans are just going to be like, whatever. I like Caleb Morton. I don't care how everything else goes. I'm just going to cheer on Caleb Morton. But like somebody who's like, into the stats, into the points and stuff like that, like I am, it's set up a little weird, kind of downplays the invitational points on Saturday, but it sure as hell did make the grade 8 more important. That's for sure. And it really, whoever wins the grade 8 this year is going to win that. Is going to earn that individual championship 100%. That's how 131 is, Mark. Yeah, it's a setup weird, man. I'll see you at I'll see you at Ennis. Ennis? I'll see you at Ennis, Greg. Oh, Don, I didn't know that. I never been to that track. So Don's saying that area in the back of 131 is usually where they put the rigs. It makes sense. There was like a big old area there of where you could line up all kinds of rigs, and then they wouldn't have to. I don't know. The fans wouldn't have to walk all the way to the pits, like all the way through the staging lanes. Anyway. Mark, hey man, do you think there's going to be a bunch of drivers missing from Arizona since it's not part of the season? They're probably pretty beat up after the season ends. So here's what I understand about the Arizona race. And like as always, don't quote me on this. I do not work for Street Outlaws. I do not have the official information about anything. I just happen to know a lot of people that tell me stuff. But I will say, I don't mean it like that. I'm just joking. But I will say that the Arizona race does have some importance. Now, it's not a points night at all. Okay, the points championship is in Texas, but the race is going to be for money. I think there's going to be a Friday and a Saturday event. Also, I've heard that it could be a qualifying races for next year. Plus, it's a few weeks after Texas, so you got some positives going for you. It's for money. Drivers will show up for money. If it's a qualifying event, they're going to want to show up, try to qualify. If they have to be there, whatever, however that plays out. So there's a reason they need to be there, probably. And then it's a few weeks after Texas, so it's not like it's another race 1 week after Texas, and they got to hustle to get there, and shit's broke and stuff like that. Like they have a few weeks off, so you have those three things going for you. I think the Arizona event's going to be awesome. It's going to be a place to race in November, and more No Prep Kings is better. So I think, in my opinion, all the drivers will be there. I don't think you'll see less drivers. I think if it is a qualifying event, I think you might see more drivers than you would. So you should go, man. I know it's going to be a big event. Like it's going to be a regular No Prep Kings event. So Nate Saylor in the chat. What's up, buddy? You can follow Nate Saylor, man. His Facebook is hot. I don't know if he has Instagram or not, but his Facebook is hopping. Radical Speed, my boy Markel, they're doing some good stuff, making some nice videos of every week of Nate. And he's got a beautiful car. Go check out his Facebook, Nate Saylor Racing. He got some awesome videos up of him and the ass he's been kicking lately. So, Ralph, if it's a qualifier, I would think they would be some people there trying to qualify for next year that didn't race this year or race futures. Exactly, Ralph. I don't know exactly all the details of. But I'm guessing to be the qualifier, everybody's going to be there, want to be there to qualify. And like I said, maybe there'll be some people there that didn't race all season and want to race next season. So, but it's going to be a good event. If you want to get tickets, you're hesitant about getting tickets to the Arizona race, get them. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Everybody's going to be there. So, we're at 45 minutes. I think I'm going to get off now. I gave you all the recap, my thoughts about the trades and everything. So I appreciate everybody coming on. If you have any questions, you can always PM me. If you want a Stack Eye shirt, PM me. Otherwise, I will be posting every day like I do and giving you the updates this weekend. And like I said, Sunday, for sure, check it out Sunday. I will have the updated point standings, and I will also have the people who are mathematically eliminated. So that should be it for tonight. Thank you all for coming on, and I will see you soon. Peace.